nerd and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I have gone through my pantry, my cupboards, and my freezer, and I pulled out some of the most expired food I could find. Now, the expiration date is more of a best by date, not a you're gonna die by date. So don't be worried if things are expired. Most of the time they are still good. So I'm gonna go through all the ones that I have that are past the best by date in my house. I'm gonna show you what I'm looking for when I open them, whether I decide it's good or not, and if it's good, I'm gonna show you how to use it. So if you always wondered about expiration dates and it's worried you to use them if they're past their expiration dates, this is the video for you. If you're new to the channel, my name is Carolina. I live in Montana. Please press that like button, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, hit that notification bell. It'll let you know every time I post a new video, and leave me a heart in the comments if you don't mind. It really helps boost the video. Thank you so much. Alright guys, so let's get in here. I'm going to show you what I got. For the meat, I have some cooked leg meat. That's all I've labeled it. Cooked leg meat. It looks like it might be barbecued or something. And this is from 11/22 is when I vacuum sealed this and it went in my freezer. So we're going to get this out. We're going to see how it is. We're going to use this up. I have a thing of diced ham. Ham is not really our family's favorite, so I don't cook it too often, and if I get a big ham, I like to portion it like this and throw it in the freezer. Well, this one's been in there since May of 22, so let's get this used up. Another reason I love vacuum sealing is here you can see I just put this in a Ziploc bag. This is bacon from June of 23, and it doesn't look too bad. There's definitely getting some frost, like a little bit of icy and frostbit in here. So I'm pulling this out to get this all cooked up, and we're going to use this in our meal as well. And then I found these little ham steaks in there. Mostly everything I have taken out and vacuum sealed. So if it's not, but sometimes having it in the actual container, like the plastic it comes in, it stays just fine in the freezer. And this is August of 23. So not too superly past the best by date, but enough where I want to get it used up. And look, it looks fine. I don't see any kind of frost damage or anything on this one. And then the last meat, I have a whole chicken here from June of 22. This is another one. It's looking really good because it's vacuum sealed and it's nice and tight, but I'm seeing a little discoloration right here. And it's just, you know, it's been a long time since I've like roasted a whole chicken, so why not pull it out and we'll get this used up as well. So those are the meat that I pulled out of my freezer. That is my goal to get used up. I'm probably also going to use other meat that I have as well. Like if I have beef thawed or something like that, we'll cook with that as well. So let's get in here and let's see what dry goods I got. So a lot of these are from 2021. It's kind of interesting that I have. And some of this I've gotten from the food bank. So it's not like this has been sitting in my house since 2021. This just happens to be when I got the food and the best by date from it. Now, Hamburger Helper, this is probably definitely still good. The only thing I usually worry about in here is like dried and clumpy seasonings. So we're going to give that a try. I have some sun-dried tomato Alfredo here. This was best by January of 23. So we're going to open this and I'm going to show you how I test to see if this kind of sauce is still good. And then I recently just got this lemon curd from the food bank, and its best by date is January of 21. So this will be interesting to try and see how this is. And then December of 21, I have this tikka masala spicy curry sauce. So the only thing with this, I'm noticing that there's some separation here. I don't know if that's just the type of oil they used or if this sauce is becoming no good. So that is something that we'll test when we open that. I also have this Kevin's lemon basil sauce. There was another one of these I had as well, and this was best by 22. A can of chipotle peppers. I do have some Italian breadcrumbs I need to get used up, so we're going to use those. I also wanted to show you I have some spicy meat sauce that I had canned up from July of 21, and so I'm even going to open up my own home canned thing and test that and see if that is still good. And then the rest we kind of have sweets. I have some unflavored gelatin. I have some lemon pudding, some pie crust also from 21. We got some graham cracker crumbs I need to get used up. Bag of sugar cookie. Oh, here's a pack of Alfredo sauce. This is by June of 22. Got some caramel apple. These aren't too expired, about a year, but I still want to get these wrappers used up. I got some cookie brownie mix. This is from 2020. Dun dun dun. We'll see how that holds up. Some yellow cake mix from 2018. Holy moly. So we'll see how this holds up. We got banana cake 2019. And some rainbow chip cake 22. So lots of cake mix. I guess I don't make as much cake as from boxes as I think I would or that I get, so I gotta get this stuff used up. I'm kind of thinking of making a sugar bar with the lemon curd to make lemon bars, and then we can make like a graham cracker streusel to go on top. So I might do that, and then maybe with the cookie and brownie we could add the caramel, just make some yummy desserts, you know. And then we have all of our dinner items here. So let's get to cooking and let's see what we can make from this food that is past its best by date. Alright, for tonight's dinner, from using expired stuff, I have this tikka masala sauce and this lemongrass basil sauce. Both of these are Best By 2021. This one's 2022. So we're going to cook, I guess I'll use the tikka masala since that one's a little older. And then I have these 2 boxes of rice pilaf. They're kind of beat up. That's probably why they were donated. So we are going to cook this up. You're going to saute it in some butter first, and then you're going to add water, which we're going to do chicken stock instead of water. And I'm going to cook both of these at one time. I have a bag of chicken that I thawed, so we're going to dice that up. And then I have some winter blend broccoli cauliflower from the freezer. I don't think this is expired. No, December 2026, but I'm going to use it anyway because we need a veggie. So that's what's going to be for dinner. Kobe! He's a good boy. He's a good boy. You're my kitchen dog. He's my scrap cleaner. Alright, let's get our back going. Put some butter down there. Broccoli, put it in a bowl. Alright, this we're going to throw in the microwave whenever we're ready. Haven't used my back burner in a minute. You know, something they never told you about adulthood is that you would have a favorite burner. It's this one. What about you guys? Which burner is your favorite? Alright, this sauce says 1 pound of chicken strips, tablespoon of cooking oil, and a large pan. Sprinkle salt and pepper on chicken. Get that pan hot. Add cooking oil, cooked chicken. Turn heat to low and simmer in the sauce. Alright, easy enough. So let's get this front one turned on. And rice-a-roni is literally rice and like macaroni, so it's like spaghetti noodles chopped up. That's why it's both rice and macaroni, rice-a-roni. I've made a homemade one before. That was really good. Alright, so the rice and the roni is going to soak up the butter, and then it's going to toast the rice, which is going to add a nice flavor. Now, if you just boil the water and you dump the rice in, that'll work too. Like this just adds a little extra step, but I've done it the other way as well. Alright, well this was 3 pounds of chicken, and there's 5 pieces of chicken in here. So I think I'm going to get this one that's kind of super big, and these other 4 aren't as big, so we'll say 2 of those are a pound, and this is roughly a pound. Alright. So, I'm going to take some of this off, but I'm not going to trim all the fat off. Okay. Alright, there we go. We've got our chicken, roughly the same size. I'm going to put some of my house seasoning on it. And then, since my hands are already chickeny, just rub it around in there. Oh yeah. The more you love your meat, the better the meal's going to be, you know what I'm saying? Alright, so we're still rotating. You see how you can get some, we're getting some crispy bits there? Yeah. That's what we're looking for. A little bit, and then we'll add our chicken stock to this. I got olive oil. Alright, now this needed 2 cups of water. I did 2 packages, so I'm going to add a quart of chicken stock, which is 4 cups. Let's add our seasoning in here. So these look a little, maybe a little lumpy. I'm going to mix it in with the rice before I add the chicken stock. And I can kind of twist it. Alright, this chicken stock in here. This is my last one, and I made this in May, so I already got to make more chicken stock. There we go. I get a little on that. We're going to bring this up to a boil. Alright, so let's go ahead and throw this in the microwave. I'm going to do 4 minutes. Alright, so this is pretty much seared and cooked, so we're going to add our sauce, the tikka masala. So before we add it, let's open it. Alright, so I'm going to try a little bit of it just to make sure that I don't taste anything bad. Nope, tastes good to me. Just taste spices. And this had coconut milk, tomato paste, ghee, spices, coconut nectar, dehydrated onion, cilantro, coconut sugar, tapioca starch, yeast extract, paprika, sea salt, ginger, turmeric, dehydrated garlic, lime juice, concentrate, citric acid, lemon peel, and monk fruit extract. Oh. Alright, you see this is simmering already, so let's turn this down to like a 3 and a 4. And then same thing with this, we'll turn this down to a 4 and let this cook a little longer, thicken up a bit. There is our broccoli cauliflower. And there we go. Well, how long does the rice-a-roni gotta cook? 17 to 22 minutes. So let's just do 20 minutes. Alrighty. Then I'll bring it back when it's done. Alright guys, we still have 7 minutes on the rice, but I just turned off this chicken and tried it. I really do not think the kids are gonna like that sauce. It's very flavorful and it has a little bit of heat to it. So I cut up 1 thing of kielbasa and I'm gonna air fry it, and we'll have that as their meat to go with the rice and the broccoli. And then here's our broccoli cauliflower. So there's quite a bit of water in there, so I'm just like gonna poke a little hole in there and drain that. Still a little frozen. I'm gonna add some salt. And then we'll do this for another 2 minutes. And then we're gonna add some cheese to it. Alrighty, our rice timer just went off, so we're gonna let that sit. Our chicken. Let's open this up. Put cheese on top. Now block cheese that you shred yourself melts a lot easier, like evenly, I guess is the word I'm looking for. So put that on there and then put the plastic right back on there, and the steam will melt the cheese for you. Here's our sausage. That turned out great. Alright, so we're gonna let that rice cool for maybe about 5 minutes, let this cheese melt, and then we'll make up some plates. Yeah, this is a lot of rice too, so it'll have plenty of leftovers. If you're gonna cook it, might as well cook it all, especially since it both had the same date. Got right, that cheese melted. Yeah. Alright, so husband and I are gonna get these bigger bowls with the chicken. And then I put some of the sausage in there too. And then the kids are gonna look like this. And if they want more sausage, we have more. Let's give it a try. Oh, that's good with the rice. Alright, so there we have it. That's what we're having to dinner. For tonight's dinner, I'm gonna make some ham fried rice. So I'm gonna be using the ham that we pulled out. I'm also gonna be cooking up some of the bacon that we pulled out. And then I have some frozen peppers here we're gonna cook. I got some peas and carrots here. Some leftover rice from dinner before. And then sweet and sour sauce. I don't know if I'm gonna do eggs or not. We'll see how I feel about that. But for now, first thing we're gonna do is get our pan going and cook some of this bacon. Looks good. We still have quite a bit left. I'm gonna put this in the microwave to defrost it a little bit. Just for about, I don't know, a minute and a half. And then our bacon's cooking up. Once this is cooked a little bit, we're gonna throw the ham in here and kind of get it charring. Alright, our bacon is cooking. Kids say it smells good. Alright, let's go ahead and add our ham. The water from the juice and the ham will evaporate. And the bacon grease will help get it nice and crispy. And then we'll add our veggies. I think I'm gonna nuke this a little bit too. Our peas and carrots came out pretty good. I got 4 eggs here scrambled. I'm just going to leave this cold. It'll heat up. And then soy sauce is about all I add to it. Alright guys, bacon's getting crispy. Hams are cooking. So now I'm going to add the veggies. I'm going to add the peppers in. And then our peas and carrots. And then after these kind of cook for a bit, we'll add in our rice. Our soy sauce, then the eggs last. So, since that stuff is still kind of frozen, had some water and juice in it, it'll cool this back down. It'll take a couple minutes to heat back up, and then we'll keep going. Alright, there's still a little bit of liquid here, but I think once we add the rice, it'll kind of soak some of that up. It's really not too much. Look at that beautiful color, yeah. That all of it. That's probably 3 or 4 cups of rice. Alright, so we're just gonna let this cook for a couple minutes. Heat that rice up. It'll kind of toast it and heat it up all at the same time. You can see there's no more juice down there. And we're going to be adding soy sauce after this. And then we're going to cook our eggs. So that way our eggs aren't covered in soy sauce. You know, keep them kind of fresh. So that's our game plan. So bring it back in probably about 3 minutes or so. Alright, you can tell the rice is warming up because it's getting kind of fluffy, you know. Not really dry. Absorb some of that liquid. Alright, we're going to add some soy sauce. I usually eyeball it. Let me measure for the sake of measuring. Start with 1/4 cup. That seems pretty good. You want it just to kind of coat it. Now, some people really like soy sauce, so add more. You know, it's kind of to taste. Some people do the low sodium soy sauce. I just use the regular and then I don't add any salt to this. The rice was flavored, so that helps. And then we got the bacon, which is salty. We got the ham, which is salty, so no salt's really necessary. I know you're super shocked on saying so, no salt. Alright, let's make a well in the center here. Well, golly. Put our egg in there. And then we're going to kind of just move back and forth. It'll scramble the bottom and put new down there. Some people scramble also in a separate pan. You can do that. Looking back at this, I probably would have just done it in a separate pan or taken the rice out, then scrambled the eggs, and then folded everything back in. What do you guys do when you make fried rice? Is this something where you make a well? Maybe I could have pushed the rice out and made a well a little bigger. It's been a long time since I made fried rice, but I'm pretty sure I usually do it in a separate pan. But I was just trying to be easy tonight. Too well. We got a bit of egg, but it kind of mixed around with the stuff in there. So maybe next time I'll do the egg in a separate bowl, unless you guys know some tricks. Maybe I did it in the wrong order or something. Let's turn this off though. I've already done. Oh, we can see some bits of eggs in there. Maybe I need more, like do half a dozen next time or something, you know. It's all cooked. And sometimes having the egg mixed in, it'll make the rice stick together. Alright, let's give this a try. First time trying it. Oh yeah. That's the stuff. That's delicious. Alright guys. No adjustments needed. That's what's for dinner. Alright guys, for dinner tonight, we are going to use the rest of this chicken. I'm just going to go ahead and get it cooked up so it's not going to go bad. I got 2 different things of cheese at the store, so we are going to do pepper jack and Kobe jack. I'm making like 2 different ones, a spicy one for husband and I, and then a chill one for the kids. For our expired products, this was August of 21, this chili onion crunch, and it's just kind of like oil. Let's see what's in it. Olive oil, dried onions, dried garlic, dried red bell peppers, crushed chili peppers, toasted dried onions, sea salt, and that's it. So it's pretty much just dried stuff and oil. So this is not going to go bad, but I do want to get it used up. So we are going to open this and start getting this used. And it says it is great with your favorite protein or drizzled over pasta. Dip in crusty bread for a subtle, smoky and spicy experience. Ooh. So we're going to do that. We're going to cook half the chicken in this for mine. And then I have this rice-a-roni. Some of these rice-a-ronis I've gotten from the food bank, so don't think they've actually been in here for that long. This was Best Buy of 21. Lots of 21s in this video. So I'm going to cook this jalapeno cheddar rice-a-roni. We'll see how spicy that is, and that'll at least go in. I think I'm going to do a burrito is what I'm thinking. So that'll at least go in ours, husband and I's. And then we have these black beans, refried beans. This was Best Buy October of 23. So not too old, but definitely still past its Best Buy. So we're going to get that used up. And then I have some of my own jalapenos that I pickled, but I have these that I need to get used up. And the Best Buy is of December of 24. So not too bad. But I'm going to chop some of these up and add them to our burrito. So that's kind of my game plan. Oh, most important thing, I'm going to do these ranch taco seasoning on the chicken. So this is for sure going to be for the kids. This says cook 1 pound of chicken breast, and then we're going to add a 3/4 cup of milk and the seasoning to it, and it's going to make kind of like a ranch taco seasoning. So we're going to do that for the kids. Let's get the chicken going first. We're going to turn this on to a 6. This is olive oil. And about 1.5 tablespoons. chicken diced up. And one thing I'm gonna do is kind of dry the chicken a bit. Get some of that juice off. This will make it so it'll less likely to steam in its own juices, and actually we'll get some crisp to it. Be careful, this is full of salmonella. Put our pan. Not quite hot enough. Let's just bump it up to a 7. I already put it in there, so I'm committed now. Preferably a hot pan, but this will work. Now remember, I'm going to be making 2 different batches of chicken. This is going to be the taco ranch one for the kids, and then I'm going to be making a spicier one for husband and I. So the first one's for the kids, and now I'm cutting up the chicken for the second round. Alright, the chicken for the second round is done, so let's get this in a bowl. This is going to be husband and I's spicy chicken. Get this out of the way. I have these big burrito tortillas we're going to use and stuff. Now I'm not going to put any seasoning on this because the ranch seasoning is going to do it. So back here, let's start our rice. We're going to add butter, 2 cups of water, and 2/3 cup milk to this. And then this will be, this will be it for our taco seasoning. I think it said 3/4 cups milk, and that's like 2/3, so that'll be fine. Our pale chicken here, putting it on before it was hot. All right, let's turn this back one on an 8. Now, if you don't have butter or margarine, I'm just gonna add 2 tablespoons of olive oil to this. That'll work fine too, any kind of fat oil. And then we're gonna wait for this to heat up a bit. Oh, I'm supposed to put the rice in there too. So I'm gonna put the pack in there. The biggest thing I would worry about when opening this and it being expired is having clumps in this, but that doesn't even seem clumpy. Yeah, that's fine. Pour the rice in there. Yep. And then this is going to come to a boil. And then we'll reduce to a simmer. I'm going to cook for about 20 minutes. Alright, I'm going to drain off some of this liquid. I just held it over the sink and poured it out. Alright, now while that's going, let's shred our cheese. I'm going to do the Colby Jack first since it's not spicy. Our chicken's cooking now. So let's go ahead with our pack. Let's add some of our ranch. Well, the whole thing, not some. And then gonna do the milk. Get some in the back there. I'm kind of just pushing my tongs into the chicken and then opening the tongs up to kind of make them a little smaller. sweet. Definitely thickened up nicely. I'll try a little piece. Mm-hmm. And then I'm gonna give this pan a quick rinse, and we'll do the other chicken. All right, that'll dry. This over here is boiling. And put this down to like a simmer. Alright, I'm gonna dump these beans into a bowl. And these look fine. Alright, I'm gonna heat these up in Chef Mike. Minute and a half. Get this thing open. Alright, chili oil, a little bit of olive oil too. Kind of mix it up. Alright, not quite sizzling yet. Let's give it a couple of seconds. Alright, I'll Colby Jack cheese. Let's sizzle it now. I'm going to put some of my house seasoning on this. And some salt. Splatter it all in my microwave. Alright, I'm going to add a little bit of salt to the beans. I'm going to add some of my house seasoning. That should be good for them. You could add some cumin too if you want a good taco, or taco seasoning if you want a good taco flavor. Oh yeah, that's good. Okay, now let's shred the pepper jack. I turned this down by accident. Pale chicken again. Dang it. Alright, we're doing the kids first, so let's get 3. $30 in Chef Mike. Alright, I got some spring mix. We're gonna use this lettuce here. Alright, let's kind of trim this up a bit. Make like shredded lettuce. Tomato. Alright guys, you see our rice over here. Got nice and fluffy. Ouch, that's hot. Alright, I'm gonna taste it, see how spicy we're talking. Oh, that's not really that spicy. Oh, wait, it gets you in the end there. Okay. I taste what you're bringing to the table. So let's do a little layer of rice here. And then our chicken. Then our pepper jack cheese. Then lettuce. And tomato. That tomato's gonna come in handy cooling that down. As well as the sour cream. And then this one's gonna be husband, so I'm not gonna add the jalapenos to it. I'm just gonna add those to mine. Well, I'm gonna take a bite of this. We'll see how spicy this is. Oh, oh, that's a good looking burrito. Let's give it a try. No, I gotta get a better one. That just had a little bit of stuff. Oh, that was a good burrito. All right. Well, preparation tax. This is going to husband. I'm gonna make mine, and then let's see what else I make with this expired food. Just to show you on mine, I just added like a strip of jalapenos. I still have a little bit of this jar left to use. And this is the sour cream's kind of like the end of the container. That's why it's a little more liquidy. Oh, it's a big burrito. Challenge accepted. Good morning. We're gonna try something a little different for breakfast. I have this banana cake, and it's one of the things Best By February 19th. So it's 6 years past its Best By date, and so the chances of it rising to me is very small. So we're gonna make some banana pancakes out of this. I've never tried it out of cake mix before, but let's give it a go. I'm gonna start by melting 1 stick of butter. All right, there's our butter. Add 3 eggs. I'm also going to add about a cup of milk here. A shot of vanilla as well. All right, let's give this a mix. Alright, let's look at our cake mix. See, I noticed little black things in here, but I'm pretty sure that's just from the banana because this is a banana cake mix. And you know how banana kind of has black spots. So let's... Nope, those are not bugs. They're just little black spots in the mix. Okay, making sure. So there we go. Mix that up. Alright, I'm going to add a little more milk to get it a little runnier. And then I also have some protein here, powdered protein. This is a combination of strawberry and chocolate. I mixed them together. So this has 21 grams of protein for 2 scoops. So I'm going to add 2 scoops of this to just kind of add a little protein, keep us fuller a little longer, you know. Now that's probably going to make it a little thicker, so we might have to add more on top of that. There we go. Perfect. That's what we're looking for. Alright, start with some butter. Ooh. Might have made it too flat. Let's see. Scramble pancake. I'm at least gonna try the batter. It's not terrible. Let's try it again. This is more like crepe consistency. Oh, crepe. Alright, so I don't think pancakes are gonna work, huh? Let's turn this off. Alright, that didn't quite work out. Plan B. I have this little waffle iron here. So usually waffles would have a little thinner of a batter. And it's one that Janet sent me. It has elephants, lions, and giraffe print waffles. So we'll just turn this into waffle batter. We'll let that heat up and then we'll see if that works any better. Alright guys, I also decided I'm going to add a little bit of baking powder to the mix. Probably about a teaspoon, as well as some baking soda. Just because that's probably why it's not poofing up, is it doesn't have any leavening, or it's bad. So we're just going to mix that in a bit. That's probably going to make a big difference. Add spray. The chickens say good morning. Alright, let's give that a try. I'm not very optimistic, you guys. This might be a bust. Busted. I just let it cook more. Let it cook more, Caroline. I don't think this is gonna work, guys. No. Bummer. Well, I would say this is a no-go. Worth a try, but I mean, we didn't waste too much. We wasted a couple eggs and some milk. But that's okay. If it's not gonna work, it's not gonna work. At least we tried. Alright, well, I guess I gotta make something else now. Dang it. Well, it kind of happens to everybody that sometimes you try something and it just doesn't work out. It could have been that banana cake mix was just way too expired to be useful, or maybe it's just not meant to be used as pancakes. Either way, it didn't work out, so I ended up just doing cereal. Usually if I have cereal for breakfast, we do cereal, yogurt, and a piece of fruit. It's kind of like our emergency mama messed up breakfast meal, which doesn't happen too often, I gotta say. I just want to let you know that mistakes will happen and don't let it discourage you from continuing to cook. Now I got one more tasty breakfast for you, so let's get into it. Let's see what I make. Alright, for today's breakfast, we're going to be heating up some more of this bacon. Well, cooking, I guess, not heating up. Can you heat up raw bacon? I don't know. So we're going to let this get nice and crispy. And then I have some eggs here we're going to scramble and then mix in with the bacon when it's cooking. And then I have some English muffins here I'm going to toast. And that's going to be our breakfast. Alright, our bacon's cooking up. I did take some of it out because I wanted it to cook faster and I don't need that much. So I will cook the rest of this one later. Let's add our eggs. We're just going to mix all this together. Sweetie Pie says good morning. Let's add some salt and pepper, shall we? Oh, that pepper. Boom. I love it. Alright. Today's Thursday. Yeah, the kids have school. No, you gonna go wake them up? Alright, I got some sharp cheddar cheese slices here. We're gonna use. Sometimes I have shredded, sometimes I have sliced. It all works the same. It's all cheese, man. We all melt when we get hot, you know what I'm saying? It's all the same. Alright, we'll do that. I need... Let's see, I'm gonna try my splatter screen. We'll see if that helps melt it. Over here, I got my muffins. We got some strawberry rhubarb jam. And then I also have some peach jam. This is made from like peach scraps, peach pits and skins, so. This variety of jellies here. I like to work. All right. Alright guys, and that's what's for breakfast. Yum. Whew, that was a lot of cooking. And you know the funny part? That was only part 1. I got a part 2 coming. That's right, I made so many meals out of all the food that I pulled out that I got tired of editing. And I'm like, you know what? I need to get this video up. It's long enough. So make sure you stay tuned for part 2. I have a couple of fantastic dinners, and then I make a couple of desserts as well. So make sure you're subscribed and be on the lookout for that video. All right, everybody, don't forget to leave me a comment, and I'll catch you next time on Mama Pants.